Hello students, today we will discuss about the lesson biological classification. In this lesson, there will be a definite question on the basis of classification. We will see some of the historical point of view for classification of organism as well as the modern methods of classification of organism. So, firstly, if we want to study the organism, it is very necessary to classify the organism to make our study easier. Easily we can study the organism based on their characters. Several attempts are made for classification of organism. In this second lesson, biological classification, we mainly focus on that only. That is how classification of organism done by the different types of scientists to make our study easier. So, the process of classification was started from time immemorial, from several thousands years back only the classification of organism started. For example, earlier simple classification of organism like oviparous, viviparous and ovoviviparous, that is egg laying animals, the animals which giving birth to young one, simultaneously which give both young one as well as lay the eggs. Such type of simple classification was seen in earlier time. In Vedic literature also there is mentioning about the importance of plants as well as classification of animals. So, the organisms are also classified on the basis of that is Sthavara and Jangama. For example, non-motile as well as motile. Sthavara means non-motile, Jangama means motile. For example, plants are non-motile and animals are motile. Such type of several attempts are made by the scientist for classification of organism. But first important scientific approach for classification of organisms are made by the Aristotle. Aristotle classified the plants into three groups. They are herbs, shrubs and trees. By mere observation, by mere morphological character, he classified the plants into three groups. They are herbs, shrubs and trees. The plants which are small are considered as herbs, probably which may grow about 3 to 4 feet. Moderate plants are considered as shrubs and so tall plants are considered as trees. So, on the basis of just observation Aristotle classified plants into herbs, shrubs and trees. Later he classified animals also, animals with red blood and animals without red blood. So, that is the first attempt made by the Aristotle to classify the plants and animals. But scientific approach of classification of organism was made by Carolus Linnaeus, who is known as father of taxonomy. So, who gave the Linnaean hierarchy you have studied. So, in the first lesson itself only species, genus, family, order, class, phylum or division and kingdom. So, this Linnaean hierarchy we have studied in the first POC, that was given by Carolus Linnaeus, who is known as father of taxonomy. He had defined the taxonomy, that is so classification of organism, identification of organism and nomenclature of organism. Identification, classification and naming of organism together considered as taxonomy. We can define taxonomy as identification, classification and nomenclature. So, Carolus Linnaeus grouped the organisms into two kingdoms, that is kingdom Plantae and kingdom Animalia. So, again he also classified the organism based on some morphological characters only. What he did, he kept all the plants in kingdom Plantae, all the animals in kingdom Animalia. So, later on, as and when inventions are made in the field of biology, so the classification system changed. Later on, from two kingdom system, they changed to three kingdom system, 3 kingdom system to 4 kingdom system, 4 kingdom system to 5 kingdom system. Actually 6 kingdom systems are there, but right now we study only about the 5 kingdom system. In 2 kingdom system we study only Plantae and Animalia, which are given by Carolus Linnaeus. So the problem is, in plant he kept bacteria, blue-green algae, fungi, unicellular organisms, multicellular organism, prokaryotic organism, eukaryotic organism, autotrophic as well as heterotrophic, all the organism he kept in the kingdom Plantae, which is not appropriate method of classification. So two kingdom system changed to three kingdom system. Here in three kingdom system, so Haeckel, Ernest Haeckel is the scientist who gave three kingdom system. Ernest Haeckel, what he did, he kept unicellular organisms in a kingdom Protista. So Ernest Haeckel is the scientist who gave three kingdom system of classification. So now three kingdoms we have, they are Plantae, Animalia and Protista. Two kingdom system was proposed by Carolus Linnaeus. Three kingdom system was proposed by Ernest Haeckel. We have three kingdoms, they are Animalia, Plantae as well as Protista. In Plantae, Ernest Haeckel kept all the plants. In Animalia, he kept all the animals. In Protista, he kept all the unicellular organisms. But again problem is there, that is he kept all the unicellular organisms which are both prokaryotic as well as eukaryotic. You know the meaning of prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Prokaryotes means which do not have well developed nucleus. Instead of nucleus they have nucleoid, they have naked DNA. Naked DNA means the DNA without histone protein. So he kept both prokaryotic unicellular organism and eukaryotic unicellular organism under the kingdom Protista. Again, as and when new inventions are made in the field of what science, that is ability of microscope increased. Later on we came to know that prokaryotes and eukaryotes, again four kingdom system was established by the Copeland. He classified kingdom into four categories, that is Plantae, Animalia, Protista and Monera. That is the fourth kingdom. Fourth kingdom system of classification was proposed by Copeland. So he kept prokaryotic unicellular organism in kingdom Monera. He kept eukaryotic unicellular organism in kingdom Protista. He kept all the plants in kingdom Plantae and all the animals in kingdom Animalia. But one more thing is there, he kept both fungi as well as plants under the same kingdom, kingdom Plantae. Later on, R.H. Whittaker established five kingdom system. He explained five kingdoms. They are Monera, Protista, Mycota, Plantae and Animalia. The intention of five kingdom system, that is establishing one more kingdom, that is Mycota or kingdom fungi. So fungi are the group of organisms which are achlorophyllous. Chlorophyll is completely absent. They are heterotrophic mode of nutrition. They depend on other organisms for their food. So in this way, now we have five kingdom system of classification. So this is what we study now, still now. Six kingdom classification was also there, but right now we do not have that one for our studies. So remember, earlier two kingdom system, later on three kingdom system, four kingdom system, five kingdom system. In this method of classification, Plantae and Animalia was always there during the process of classification. So in this method of classification of organisms, they have considered morphological characters, anatomical characters, so mode of nutrition, whether they are heterotrophic or heterotrophic, all these characters are considered for classification of organism. So that is how five kingdom system was established. Along with that, we will study about one more method of classification, that is three methods are there: artificial system of classification, natural system of classification, phylogenetic system of classification. So here classification of organism is essential for a systematic study. If we know the method of classification of organism, so our studies will be easier, explanation will be easier, understanding of organisms will also be easier. For example, so other efforts for classification of organisms are also made. In that, first one is artificial system of classification. artificial system of classification was given by Theophrastus. So he classified the organism mainly on the basis of morphological characters. The next one, natural system of classification, which was given by Bentham. He classified the organism based on morphological characters as well as other characters like cell structure, and many other concepts were also considered along with cell shape, cell size, chromosome number, all these are also considered. So second one is natural system of classification given by Bentham. Third one, phylogenetic system of classification, which was given by Engler and Prandtl. So this is the modern or maximum scientific approach of classification of organism, in which Engler and Prandtl considered the evolutionary characters for classification of organism. For example, evolution means we know, so slow and gradual change of organism from simple to complex. Engler and Prandtl considered evolutionary characters for classification of organism. In this way, from time unknown, we know that different methods of classification were followed by the scientists. They are artificial system of classification given by Theophrastus, natural system of classification given by Bentham, and phylogenetic system of classification given by Engler and Prandtl. In this way, these are the methods of classification which we study under biological classification of organism. Remember friends, in this lesson biological classification, we study mainly about the three kingdoms, Monera, Protista, Mycota, and remaining two kingdoms, Plantae and Animalia, we study under the lesson 3rd and 4. Right now in this lesson we will study about the characters of kingdom Monera and their classification. Here in this kingdom Monera, as we know that Monerans, Monera is the first kingdom which includes simplest type of organisms. The general characters of kingdom Monera. Monera includes unicellular prokaryotic organisms. You know that unicellular organisms means made up of only one cell. Prokaryotes means which do not have well organized nucleus. Unicellular prokaryotic organisms are grouped under the kingdom Monera. Bacteria are the sole members of kingdom Monera. You will mainly study about the bacteria in the kingdom Monera. These bacteria are cosmopolitan in distribution. They are present everywhere. They are present in soil, air, water, deep oceans, at high temperature as well as low temperature. So bacteria can be classified into 4 groups based on their shape. They are Coccus, Bacillus, Vibrio, Spirillum. That is, Coccus means spherical shaped bacteria, Bacillus means rod shaped bacteria, Vibrio means comma shaped bacteria, Spirillum means spiral shaped bacteria. Different types of shapes of bacteria are there. These bacteria are the sole members of the kingdom Monera. Bacteria mainly reproduce by asexual method. Sexual method of reproduction is also seen here. Mode of nutrition, some of the bacteria are autotrophic, some of the bacteria are heterotrophic. So mode of nutrition is also different. So there are different types of organisms which have diversity in their organization. This kingdom Monera can be studied under 2 headings. They are Archaebacteria and Eubacteria. Archaebacteria means ancient type of bacteria. Archaea means old, ancient type of bacteria. They are the first type of bacteria evolved on the earth during the course of evolution. Archaebacteria are capable of surviving in some of the harsh climatic condition. Archaebacteria can survive in harsh climatic condition means they are capable of surviving at high salinity, high temperature, so at a low pH. For example, in Archaebacteria we study about the halophiles. Halophiles means group of bacteria, Archaebacteria, which are capable of living at high saline condition, that is salt content is more, where other organism cannot survive, these Archaebacteria can survive there. Then thermoacidophiles, Another group of archaebacteria, thermoacidophiles, means archaebacteria which are capable of surviving at high temperature like 60 to 80 degrees Celsius, where other normal bacteria cannot survive. So acidophiles means the bacteria which are capable of surviving at low pH up to 2. So you know that pH scale which contains 2 pH scale which contain 0 to 7 and 7 to 14. If 0 to 7 is there, it is acidic. 7 to 14 is there, it is basic. For example, if in case pH 2 means it is completely acidic condition where other normal bacteria do not survive, but then also archaebacteria are capable of surviving. They are called as thermoacidophiles. Then methanogens, another group of archaebacteria which are found in the rumen of cattle, so which are capable of releasing methane from the dung. So these are present in the rumen of cattle. So these are released along with the dung. So when we use this dung for the purpose of generating biogas from biogas plant, these methanogens are helpful in releasing the biogas. In this way, halophiles, thermoacidophiles and methanogens are the group of bacteria, archaebacteria, which are capable of surviving in some of the most harsh climatic condition. Another group of organism which come under the kingdom Monera are eubacteria, which are also called as true bacteria. So these are found everywhere. Blue-green algae are the members of what? This kingdom Monera, that is eubacteria. These blue-green algae contain chlorophyll which is similar to the higher plants. So the blue-green algae may be unicellular, colonial or filamentous type of what body organization, and these what found almost everywhere. These bacteria are found everywhere. They are present in air, water, soil, that is characters. These are capable of moving with the help of flagella. Flagella are the locomotory organs present in eubacteria. If we go through the structure of eubacteria, especially bacteria, so what happens here? We can easily observe two flagella, and so which are helpful in locomotion. So these are some of the general characters of bacteria. Then how reproduction takes place? Reproduction takes place in bacteria with the help of asexual reproduction, that is binary fission. Sexual reproduction is also seen, that is transduction, transformation and conjugation are the methods of classification of reproduction, that is sexual methods of reproduction. Then mode of nutrition in bacteria. Bacteria are autotrophic as well as heterotrophic. Autotrophic bacteria are those which have photosynthetic pigment and they can prepare their own food. Heterotrophic bacteria are those which what oxidize nitrates, nitrites and ammonia to generate ATP. And so these bacteria are both useful as well as harmful, which we can study under economic importance of bacteria. Useful means these bacteria are used in preparation of curd from milk, which we call lactic acid bacteria. Bacteria can be used in production of antibiotics. So in this way, useful aspects of bacteria are also there, and some of the bacteria are there, so which are capable of fixing atmospheric nitrogen, and some of the harmful aspects of bacteria are also there, which are harmful to the both plants and animals, which cause different types of diseases like cholera and citrus canker simultaneously in animals as well as plant. Vibrio cholerae is the bacteria responsible for causing cholera. Salmonella typhi is responsible for causing typhoid. In this way, these bacteria are harmful to the human beings and they are capable of causing diseases in plants also. Then last group of organism which come under kingdom Monera are mycoplasma. Smallest known organism on the earth are known as mycoplasma. So these can survive without oxygen, they lack cell wall. In this way, so to summarize this, we have studied about the three different groups of organism in kingdom Monera. They are Archaebacteria, Eubacteria and Mycoplasma. Thank you.